Hey, strong people, doing another Q&A from the Instagram questions, joined by Sterling again. So let's start at the beginning. What did people ask? Do you find it logical for a 15-year-old like myself to be training as hard as I do? Some are for it, some aren't. So this is a teenager that just competed at Strongman Corporation Teen Nationals. I don't know if he trains as hard as Sterling. My advice is, if you're that young in training, is to not max out, like, ever. Sorry, but I'm not too familiar with your own training. But I wouldn't max out. I would treat each lift as a skill and become very proficient in them, and work on, getting in overall volume, building up your muscle mass, and playing real sports. You'll always be able to come back to Strongman, and real sports could get you a scholarship somewhere and pay for your schooling if that's what you want to do. And they'll make you better at Strongman anyways. If you look at most of the top Strongman, they played college sports, traditional ones such as basketball with Brian Shaw and Hathor Bjornsson. It really helps you develop footwork and a bunch of other stuff. I don't think anyone too young should specialize in any sport, let alone Strongman. But yeah, definitely don't be like absolutely grinding out maxes or anything. I don't think that's really smart for any training, let alone when you're 15. Fave event / exercise, log press. Log press. I answer that one every week, but it doesn't change. It's log press. Advice for productive bulking with limited food prep time. Get a slow cooker and put a bunch of chicken in it. There's tons of recipes. Pinterest actually is great for that. If you want to, Renaissance Periodization has a bunch of good recipes, but if you want to, you can cook like giant vats of rice in a rice cooker, or I think rice cookers suck, honestly. I can make it better on a stove. It's super easy. And then like a slow cooker, I used to just put as much frozen chicken as I could fit, chicken breast, into a slow cooker with like a couple different seasonings and a bunch of chicken broth, and that would last me for a couple days. And you literally don't do anything. You just dump everything in and like go to work for the day and it's done, or do it overnight and it's done. And that and rice, and steam some vegetables every now and then. Super easy. Which 3 strongman inspired you most? I'll say like that. I'll take that question as from when I started, and I would say Yoko Ahola, because I remember watching his, and he was obviously big, but he was a lot smaller than everyone else. And I remember watching his training DVDs. This is back before there was stuff like YouTube, and it was gold. It seemed like he was the first person that figured out how to train the events and not just like get strong as hell and then do the events, but he became very efficient in the events. And being a smaller strongman myself, it seemed like that's the model I would have to follow, and honestly the model everyone should follow, because I'm not going to be able to compete off sheer mass and just brute strength, just becoming as efficient in every event as possible. Brad Cardoza is a very good lightweight strongman, and seeing a thread he had on some forum made me even realize that strongman is something I could do myself, so that was definitely inspirational. And I'd say other than that, probably my 2 main training partners I had my whole time competing that taught me a lot, Evan Hansman and Robert Oberst, for pretty much the same reason. Just I don't think anyone's going to inspire you as much as those same those training partners. I don't care how what level they compete at, but the people that you find that have the same interests, that maybe have been doing it a little longer for you, or have the same kind of drive that you do, that you train with at least every week, or those are the people that keep you going, more so than whoever has the biggest deadlift in the world or whatever. Me personally, some good ways for 220 gal to cut to middleweight, so that's a good 40 pound or about a little 18 kilogram jump. Also, to maintain strength, check out the podcast I did with Nick Shaw of Renaissance Periodization. We talk in depth about that. You can find it on the same YouTube channel. But some quick notes: the fastest way to I mean, not the fastest, the best way to cut, when you say cut weight, when you're talking 40 pounds, that's dieting. We're not talking about water manipulation. So you at least want to definitely get down to 195, 190, and then maybe do a water cut from there, at least when you start. Sorry, I'm rocking back and forth. That's so I can keep doing this video. But the easiest way to maintain your strength as you cut is to do it slowly. You don't want to lose. So that's going to be, 40 pounds. That's going to be a long-term goal. If you look up someone who did that on Instagram, that would, someone you should reach out to. The owners of Belle the Bar. So check out Belle the Bar, and Ray did that, and she's on Instagram. I'll actually send you a message with her thing. She cut to middleweight, but yeah, the best way is just do it slowly. And with Renaissance Periodization, we have their diet templates on store.startingstrongman.com. And I think that they really work well for cutting while maintaining strength, because the main thing is kind of timing your nutrients, meaning you're timing your carbs around when you're working out, so when you need that fuel, and then restricting your calories more so on off days. So you still have that, the carbs and energy and fuel to get through your workouts is helpful. So yeah, basically go to renaissanceperiodization.com and reach out to Belle the Bar, and other people that have done the same, and take your time. Best way to strengthen grip. For strongman, it's more about supportive grip. My friend Clay Edgen actually just put out a monthly grip training service, kind of like how I have for the training templates. If you go to swolebiz.com, I think, or follow him at swolebiz, which B-I-Z. Check out the training he's doing. He knows a ton about grip. Another good resource is Diesel Crew with Jed Johnson. That's another good source for that. But check that out. And the main thing for strongman, to give quick advice, is hold heavy things for a long time. Just hold things in your hands. Is one-day event training more effective than splitting up event training, or vice versa? That depends on how close you are to your contest and your overall experience. If and how important that contest is. I think one day a week works well, but then people still log press, they still deadlift. Basically, you're doing the moving events one day a week. I actually tend to I throw in a little bit more moving events. So I'll be doing a moving and loading event pretty much twice a week. So we're pretty much doing an event 3 to 4 days a week if you count overhead as an event, deadlift as an event, and then some moving or loading events on the other deadlift or squat days. I don't think one's necessarily better or worse. They just have different applications, and you can read all the articles that I put up on startingstrongman.com and other people to get more insight on that. Average person's deadlift progression over the course of their career, 5 years. I think that's impossible to say, but I'll say for myself, it took me about a year to get to 405, another year to get to 500, and then 3 more to get to 600. So over about 5 years, I pretty much doubled my deadlift. I don't know, you can take that for what it is. Is it hard training while taking care of a child? Well, you can see he actually fell asleep while doing a Q&A video, so it's not too bad. But there's definitely challenges, and it depends on what's important to you. The main thing I've found with having a child and basically, in a way, being a stay-at-home dad, working from home, and taking care of him a lot. My wife goes to work just a couple days a week, so that not a lot, but and it's not for she's not working full time. But during that time, I pretty much take care of him and get some help. But the thing you realize is you just really have to prioritize things even more. There's less messing around. And I have other interests other than training, so it's taking a little bit of backseat. I'm not competing right now, so I'll just do some quick workouts. He loves watching me work out, but his attention span isn't the best, so I might not hit my compound movements where I have to warm up a bunch and work up in weight because he won't work that. So I'll just pick like 2 movements, maybe like, I'll do some incline dumbbell flies followed by, the incline dumbbell bench or push-ups, and just kind of do it in a quick circuit. He's get a little pump, get some blood flowing, and it entertains him for, 15 minutes, which is about his attention span. So I kind of have a list of things I superset and do like 3 to 5 sets of to do my training. And then other days when I get a chance, I'll do my squats and, overhead press and stuff. But been focusing on other things last month, and mainly trying to drop weight, which I have. What do you got to do to get sponsored by someone? Offer them value. Covered this plenty of times. I have a video on how to get sponsored. I'm just honestly sick of the question. But the follow-up is, do you bug everyone about it? Do you post super awesome videos, or do you post super awesome videos and hope to get noticed with all the hashtags? My advice is just to do your thing, be yourself, chronicle it because it's important to you. And for me, the main thing it's helped is that I wanted to, looking back, it's fun to look back at all the videos I made on YouTube and, different things. And I'm glad that I put that attention into, capturing some of my contests that I did, because hopefully I can show my son someday. And, it's just fun to look back like that. But you shouldn't do it with the goal of being sponsored. That's just going to happen. And just be good. Do stuff that's notable. And the other thing that's going to help you get more attention than your lifting in general is being helpful to others. So if you learn something, I don't care what level it is, share it with people. Put out content, put out videos, have a blog, write articles, do guest articles for websites. You can look at, I think some of the top known strongmen aren't the most accomplished. You could put me in there included. I never won a national championship or anything, but you're asking me this question, and it's because I helped others. Alan Thrall's done the same. He's Brian Alsrew. They're done the same. Obviously, strong guys. I'm not taking away, but there's plenty more strongmen that are more accomplished contest-wise or strength-wise than us three, and we just kind of decide to put a little more emphasis in the videos, and they might be more well-known. And another thing to ask yourself is, what does even getting sponsored mean to you? Why is that important? It's not that important. What to do on your first strongman contest? Don't change anything up the day of. Talk to everyone, especially the judges and volunteers and your competitors, and just really network and have fun and just pay attention. You can also search on my channel, First Strongman Contest, and a video with all these tips pops up that's longer. Can you do hook grip farmer's handles? Yes, that should be legal in all contests, but it won't help because the bars don't revolve, so you're not getting any benefit from it. The whole point of a hook grip is it makes it so the bar doesn't spin out of your hand. If you're just hook gripping a welded farmer's, it's just not really going to do much. Should one first become good at the big four before training strongman? Meaning squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press. A lot of people say that, and I think it's honestly dumb, because you need to get the skill of moving with weight. It's completely different. So spend some time. You can do all of them at the same time. And if you're not sure how to do it, we have free programs at startingstrongman.com/programs, along with some programs we have for sale. But there's even a free one if that's a problem. Who do you think could have hit 500K on deadlift had someone tried to before Eddie? Well, there's 2 other people that day that did try it, and there was a big wait with Eddie Hall. After he hit it, they pretty much acted like no one was lifting again. You can go back, listen to the Strong Talk podcast I did with Jerry Pritchett. I think I asked him that exact question. I think Jerry might have. I think it would have been close. I think it would have been a little shy. But I wouldn't have been shocked if he did either, because he basically got chilled for 15 minutes and then went out and I think tore a hamstring. Benny, maybe a couple years before, would have. I think he's slightly past his prime. But I think if Pritchett can stay healthy and it all comes together right, I think he could hit 500. I also think Thor could hit 500 if he just continues to rise as he has. I think I'm gonna have to do one of these every day if it puts Sterling to sleep. This is perfect. Thanks for watching. Of course, go to store.startingstrongman.com and follow at Starting Strongman. You can follow myself at Kale Lift, and check out for programs, all your gear, everything you need. Store.startingstrongman.com. Appreciate it. You can also go to patreon.com/startingstrongman if you want to become a supporting member and help me buy diapers. And please hit subscribe. Share this with your friends. And search on the channel. I've answered all of these questions in the past. And good luck in your training and have a good day.